Many of you know that my first business was a moving and storage business, and that I started with just a very, very small beginning. And I was in my third year of that, and I had about 7 or 8 or 10 workers at that time, and I was not happy with where I was at. I'm telling you, had more bills than I could pay. They were stacking up on me, and I didn't have any cash. And one of my workers came in after about 6 o'clock, and I was there shuffling bills, trying to decide who to pay and who not to pay. And he came in with a check from a job. That was our routine. The jobs didn't all finish at 5 o'clock. It's whenever the job came in, they had a key, they'd come in. And normally they put the check in the safe, drop it in a little slot. But he saw me in my office, he brought it in, and he brought the check to me. It was like $800 or $900. And I looked at it, and I knew who this was. And I said, well, they've already paid. They've double paid. Well, I had the worker for me. He had been drilled in. Make sure you come home with the money. Come home with the money, and that's what he was thinking. He didn't see, or didn't note that we'd already been paid. Well, this is quite an older lady, and it's pretty quick to realize she probably didn't realize that she double paid. She may never know that she double paid. In fact, for just a little bit, I'm thinking, man, what would $800 do right now for me to pay some of these bills? I could use this, and then I could probably cover it later. Core values are not, that doesn't line up with my core values. That's what this lesson's about, core values. I will tell you, I thought about it, but not too long. You see, there's a lot of teaching, and I'm all for this, and I believe in it, but you can write on the wall your 10 core values. You can rehearse them to everyone, your 10 core values, or your 8 core values. But the reality is, you establish your core values by what you do, not by what you write on the wall. So those writing on the walls may help you stay on track, but all of your workers have memorized that, they can tell that, but they discount that right away because it's what you do. It's not what you have written on the wall. My son was right at 16. Him and his buddies were riding in the car right after school, and they were going like no fast at all. They're at a stoplight, and they just barely inched forward, and another car zoomed right in front of them. Didn't sideswipe them, just hit them hard enough. It was another guy's car, another pickup, and of course they called me right away to come down because my son's been in a car accident. Well, he had a little scratch on his head, a little cut because he went forward a little bit, but he was quite all right. And right away, oh my goodness, we had so many calls from, frankly, attorneys. We had several calls, talk to him personally and say, hey, you sure your back doesn't hurt a little bit? Man, we could get you like $1,000, maybe $5,000 if we just went along with our deal here because you had an accident. It fits perfect. And I said to my youngest son, I said, you go down that route and your back is probably going to hurt for the rest of your life. That does not fit our core values. We're not going to fudge and lie or take in some money because we need another $5,000. That's not going to work. We're not perfect, I'm not saying that, but there's another example of core values and how we establish the core values with our children by what we do when they're in front of us. We have to be careful. Core values in your business. The core values in your business are who you are. You cannot be core values personally and then at work you have just now magically created a new set of core values. I was a stickler. I never allowed anyone answering the phone. I don't really have a secretary, but we had somebody answer the phone. And one of the common ones would say, well, tell them I'm not in the office. I wouldn't do that. That's a lie. Now, I have told them, say, hey, are you got them on hold a second? Give me 30 seconds. I have to lead. When I'm out of the office in 30 seconds, you can tell them I'm out of the office. I can't talk to them now. So don't lie for your boss. Don't accept a lie. Stand your core values. It's what you say. It's not what you say. It's what you do that establishes your core values. Frankly, I'm in kind of a man's world in the fact that we only have one lady that's on the floor. that's a machinist, and everybody else is men. And we have my wife, which is part-time in the office, and we have another lady that's been here 20 years, and she answers the phone and does payroll. So out on the floor, a shop like ours could get ugly with pictures of women that are not fully dressed, and ugly things and things being said, and we don't allow that. I was in the bathroom, and there's more than one stall, and there's more than one person there, and I heard some words that I didn't like. And I was around the corner, and I said, buddy, you're kind of new here, but those words are not what we're going to say here in our company. And I was walked by another time in the shop, and we allow music, and I won't say what this was, but it was real ugly. The words to a song was evident, and I walked up to the person politely but firmly and said, hey, what I just heard there, is that what I just heard? Yeah, you're going to ruin this whole thing. We'll turn off all the music to everyone if you want to listen to that. I will do it. So you've got to set those core values inside your company by what you do. And it doesn't take very many times like that. It's kind of like when somebody is used to coming in. I don't see this very much in our world right now. We live in kind of a Bible bubble here just a little bit. And, you know, somebody's just got to tell you a dirty joke. All you got to do is let them tell the joke and just turn around and walk away. Don't laugh at all. You don't have to laugh. You're egging them on. Just change the subject. Just bring up something totally different. Don't say a word. They won't tell you a joke again. They'll watch when you're in the room, and they'll know that that's your core values, especially if you're the owner. And so use your position to establish your core values by what you do, not what you post on the wall. It's okay to post on the wall, don't get me wrong, but that's not what gets the job done. Well, thank you for being a part of Inspiring Better Business. We hope these are helpful to you.